In the harsh winter, a poor family owned only one old quilt, yet that single quilt changed the entire household. It revealed the true nature of the bond between brother and sister, exposed the helplessness of the parents, and placed everyone in a trial that brought out the hidden truth in their hearts. Can a single quilt really break relationships, or can it mend broken hearts? To find out, one must stay until the end, because the story takes an unexpected turn. It was a freezing winter night. Inside a small mud house in the village, a poor family sat together. They had only one old quilt, which everyone tried to share. Their mother, Jamila, felt her heart break as she watched her children shivering with cold. When she spread the quilt to sleep, cotton was sticking out from its torn edges. Her younger son, Salim, said sadly, "Ami, this quilt is torn even more now." Jamila took a deep breath and replied, "My child, we will have to manage with this because your father hasn't received his salary yet." When it was time to sleep, an argument started between the brother and sister about who would use the quilt first. The sister said she slept earlier and deserved it, while the brother replied that he was colder and needed it more. Their father remained silent, watching them fight with tears in his eyes. He knew arranging a new quilt was impossible, as he worked as a low-paid night security guard. Helpless, he left for his duty. Jamila gathered her courage and stopped the argument. She folded the quilt and said they would sit together, with her in the middle, so both children could share it. As the night grew deeper, the cold became harsher. The children's teeth chattered, so Jamila pulled them closer to give them some warmth. Besides the torn quilt, they had nothing else to protect themselves from the cold. Their neighbor, Khala Nazira, heard the children crying and shivering. She stepped out of her house, but then stopped herself, thinking, "The cold is severe. Why should I help them every time? They will manage on their own." Soon, Jamila's house fell into an eerie silence, filled with cold, hunger, and exhaustion. The night felt endless. When the sun rose in the morning, the cold lessened slightly, but the children were still in bad condition. Jamila finally decided she had to do something, or the next night would be even worse. She had never begged anyone before, but seeing her children suffer forced her to step outside. The villagers watched her pass, yet no one came forward to help. When the children woke up and did not find their mother at home, they panicked. They blamed themselves, thinking she had left because of their fight. They did not know where she had gone. Meanwhile, Nazira noticed Jamila wandering helplessly and felt a strange pain in her heart. She kept thinking about Jamila's courage and the children's suffering. When no one helped her, Jamila returned home exhausted. She gathered her torn old clothes and began stitching them together to make a new quilt. Her hands trembled from the cold, but her determination was strong. Seeing her mother sewing alone, the children burst into tears and begged for forgiveness, promising never to fight again or trouble her. At that moment, Nazira could no longer hold back. She brought cotton and old clothes from her own house and said, "Sister, take this. At least the children will feel less cold." After hours of hard work, Jamila finally completed a thick, warm quilt. Seeing it, the children hugged their mother with joy and said, "Ami, now we will never feel cold again." That night, the family slept peacefully. There was no fighting and no suffering from the cold, because that single quilt had brought their hearts closer. The next morning, Jamila said, "Cold comes from outside, but if there is warmth in our hearts, even one quilt feels like the whole world." The children nodded, understanding that love, not wealth, is true comfort. This story teaches us that poverty is not of the home, but of the heart. If there is love, even one quilt can keep an entire family warm. In difficult times, standing by others is true humanity.